You ever have one of those days where your whole life just tilts like a tablecloth yanked out from under a full dinner set? That was me last April. I was 2 months out from my wedding, 5 years in with the only woman I'd ever really loved, and then boom, my phone buzzes at 2 a.m. One of those notifications you know in your bones is going to change everything. Let me back up. My name's Sam. I'm the kind of guy who always played it safe, studied hard, loyal friend, the boyfriend who remembers anniversaries and texts back right away. So when I saw her name light up my phone, I thought it was just another late night, I love you, or maybe a meme. Instead, it was her best friend. Sam, call me. It's weird how dread tastes metallic. I called her, heart racing so loud I could barely hear the ringing. Sam, she said, voice shaking. I can't keep lying for her anymore. I couldn't breathe. What are you talking about? She's cheating on you. I remember sitting there, staring at my reflection in the black screen after we hung up, my mind screaming no but my gut already knowing yes. I went into detective mode, scrolling through our shared iPad. She never logged out, reading texts that made my skin crawl, inside jokes with some coworker named Alex, late-night work drinks that suddenly made sense. Here's the real kicker. We had a seating chart taped to the fridge for our wedding. Her handwriting everywhere. Now every curvy letter looked like a lie. I confronted her that night, the whole house quiet except for my breathing and her lies. Sam, what's wrong? What's Alex to you? She froze, eyes darting away. You know the look, caught between running and confessing. Why are you asking? I read your messages. Her face crumpled. It didn't mean anything. We were just talking. I held up the iPad. You slept with him. Silence. That silence was so loud it pressed against my ears like static. She tried to hug me. I stepped back. She cried. She begged. She called it a mistake, swore she loved me more than anything in the world, that she was confused and scared about the wedding and it just happened once. But once is enough when your whole future's riding on trust. I felt my throat closing up. All those nights planning our life together, gone. 5 years erased by one secret she couldn't keep. Get out, I whispered. She left. Just like that, I went from almost married to single in a snap so sharp it felt like whiplash. The next few weeks, hell on earth. I canceled everything. The venue, the caterer, called friends and family to tell them there wouldn't be a wedding after all. My mom cried. My dad offered to drive over and beat someone up for me, classic dad. Friends tried to pull me out of bed for beers or burgers. All I wanted was sleep or oblivion or both at once. One night, I found myself scrolling old photos on my phone. Us at concerts, us at her sister's baby shower, her laughing at something dumb I'd said. Every picture stabbed me. There were days where it got really dark inside my head. I started writing things down, not for anyone else to see, but because if I didn't get the poison out somehow, I wasn't sure what I'd do. Sometimes the words scared me. Hopeless, broken, nothing left. At one point, lying in bed at 4 a.m., heart pounding so hard it shook the mattress, I thought, this is it. This is who you are now, a guy whose life stopped right here. But weirdly enough, life didn't stop. My lease was ending anyway, and there was this PhD program in another state, a dream gig I'd been too nervous to say yes to before all this imploded because moving meant leaving everyone behind and starting over from scratch. Now, screw it, what did I have left to lose? So I packed up everything that would fit in my sad little Honda Civic, the rest went to Goodwill or landfill, and drove 12 hours across 3 states to a city where nobody knew me as Sam the Almost Groom. First day in my new apartment, bare walls, air mattress on the floor, I sat there thinking, maybe this is rock bottom, or maybe this is step 1. PhD orientation hit me like a tidal wave, hundreds of strangers with bright eyes and sharper brains than mine, all buzzing about research grants and papers and data sets while I was still wiping sleep crust from my eyes and remembering how to smile in public. Every night after class, I'd crawl into bed exhausted, but not from work, from pretending everything was fine. Therapy saved me, or at least gave me something to grab onto when everything else felt slippery as hell. My therapist was this older guy with wild eyebrows who listened like he actually cared, not like he was waiting to diagnose me so he could pat himself on the back later. He let me rant about betrayal until my throat hurt, let me sob when all those ugly feelings came pouring out, let me sit in silence when words were useless. I told him things I'd never said aloud before, that sometimes I thought maybe she cheated because something was wrong with me, that if I'd been smarter, funnier, better, looking more successful, she wouldn't have strayed. That even though everyone told me, you dodged a bullet, sometimes I missed her so much it felt like suffocating. That when people said it gets better, all I heard was a lie for weaklings who couldn't handle the truth. Some things don't get better, they just fade until you forget why you cared so much in the first place. He never told me what to feel. Instead, he asked questions that burrowed under my skin. What would forgiveness look like for her, for yourself? Who gets to decide your worth now? Do you believe you deserve more than what happened to you, at first? No way in hell did I believe any of that crap about healing or hope or whatever self-help book nonsense people peddle online. But every week, sometimes twice a week at first, I showed up anyway because if nothing else, therapy gave structure to days that felt loose and pointless otherwise. And slowly, really slowly, things shifted around the edges of my pain. There were tiny wins, buying groceries without panicking, making small talk with classmates, laughing genuinely at someone's joke, sleeping through the night without nightmares of her coming back or worse, never coming back at all. The thing about heartbreak nobody warns you about. It steals not just your present but your past. The good memories feel poisoned too, and your future because now every plan seems built on quicksand instead of solid ground. But even quicksand can harden if you stand still long enough. Or maybe that's just what happens when you run out of tears for one person and realize you've got a whole lifetime left for yourself. Then came the party, the one moment where things felt normal again for half a second before anxiety crashed back through the door like an uninvited guest with muddy boots on pristine carpet. It was a classmate's birthday. Someone shoved a drink into my hand. Someone else dragged me onto the balcony where music thudded through glass doors and girls laughed too loudly over nothing at all. A girl named Rachel asked if I wanted to play beer pong, her smile wide and open like she hadn't been hurt yet, or maybe she just hit it better than most people do. And for an hour or two we joked around like old friends, even though we'd only met twice before that night. When she touched my arm during a dumb story about grad school drama, I flinched without meaning to, but she didn't pull away, just squeezed gently as if saying, "Hey, it's okay, you're safe here now." After midnight, most people faded away, but Rachel stayed, sitting cross-legged with me on chipped patio furniture under fairy lights strung up by someone more optimistic than either of us probably deserved to be right then. We talked about everything except exes, which somehow made room for hope again inside my chest, where grief used to live rent-free 24/7. I didn't kiss her, not yet, but walking home later with cold air biting my cheeks I realized, this must be what freedom feels like after years spent locked inside other people's expectations, for who you should be, what you should want, how loudly you're allowed to scream when life rips your guts out for sport. Next therapy session, I told Dr. Eyebrows, as my brain nicknamed him. For months telling myself it'll be okay felt like laying straight into my own face, but lately, it doesn't feel fake anymore. He smiled, that patient therapist smile, and said, "That's how change sneaks up on us, quietly." He asked if we could try bi-weekly appointments instead of weekly. I agreed without hesitation for once because honestly, for the first time since April, it actually felt possible that things could get better instead of worse every damn day forever, until I died alone clutching old wedding invitations nobody ever sent out after all. The next few weeks were wild in ways, both big and small. Signing up for trivia nights, group study sessions late into Friday mornings, drunken karaoke, where nobody judged how off-key you sang as long as you belted every note like your soul depended on it, pizza runs at 2 a.m., and most importantly, text threads lighting up with new friends who actually checked in on me instead of asking about her every 5 minutes like back home, where gossip spreads faster than wildfire during summer droughts, no matter how much water you pour over secrets hoping they'll just drown quietly beneath surface tension. Forever amen, amen, amen. One afternoon Rachel texted, "Wanna go hiking Sunday?" Before old me could talk myself out of saying yes, too busy, too tired, too broken still, new me answered instantly, "Yes, see you then," and meant it. The trail kicked our asses, but laughing beside her under golden autumn sunlight made even blisters feel poetic somehow. A reminder pain isn't always punishment, sometimes it's proof you're alive despite everything trying its best lately not letting you forget otherwise. Of course there were setbacks. A mutual friend sent screenshots. My ex posting cryptic quotes about regret, loss, new beginnings online, hoping maybe word would trickle back through grapevine. I'd come crawling begging forgiveness, closure, whatever narrative made sense from outside, looking past shattered glass windows nobody ever bothered fixing fully after bricks flew through them one April night months ago. But closure isn't something someone else hands over neat and tidy. It's something messy and raw, and earned only when scars stop itching quite so bad during rainstorms, noise quiet alike. It took months before waking up stopped feeling like an act of defiance against fate, God, her, myself, some cruel cosmic joke played by bored gods with nothing better due on Tuesday afternoons. But eventually mornings got easier, cooking breakfast without crying, drinking coffee with sunlight streaming through windows instead of shadows pooling beneath doors never meant for slamming shut quite so often as they had lately. Even calling mom back home stopped being code for confession booth guilt sessions. Are you eating enough, sleeping enough, meeting nice people yet? Instead became real conversations about future plans, vacation, ideas, who brought what casserole last Easter, before everything exploded sideways into pieces. Nobody could sweep up alone anymore, it sounds corny, but somewhere along the way happiness snuck back into rooms grief, once barricaded tight as bank vaults during national emergencies, nobody declared publicly, but everyone felt privately anyway. The biggest surprise, gratitude, not just for survived pain, but also new strength forged inside crucibles hotter than any heartbreak deserved, burning through flesh, bone, soul alike. until only steel remains beneath bruised skin, finally learning how resilient hearts can be when given half-chance grow roots somewhere fresh new green again. Some nights lying awake, staring ceiling fans spinning lazy circles above tangled sheets, I whisper, thank you quietly. To universe, God, luck, random chance, whatever force, kept feet moving forward during months, legs, threatened collapse beneath weight, loss, loneliness, fear, anger, despair, stacked higher than dirty laundry baskets left untouched, while depression gnawed holes clean through motivation, willpower, dignity alike. And now, after months clawing way out darkness brick by brick, day by day, minute by minute sometimes, I really do believe things get better, not perfect, but possible, good enough, worth sticking around, finding out what comes next, even if answer isn't clear yet, or ever might be fully anyway. I'm not scared anymore, not really. Not of being alone, not of starting over, not even running into X someday down unfamiliar grocery aisle, with someone new beside her, arm in arm, smiling wide, as though nothing bad ever happened between us, except maybe bad timing, fate, cruel twists nobody predicted properly ahead, schedule, fate laughed anyway, watching mortals scramble, patch lives together using tape, glue, spit, prayers, therapy receipts, balled up deep pockets, hiding secrets, best friends spill reluctantly, middle night, hoping truth might heal rather than wound deeper, still further than anyone deserves, being sliced open repeatedly, just trying survive another round, heartbreak roulette spinning endlessly, until luck finally breaks, favor side, hope, light, laughter, possibility again, eventually, soon, please God, let it be soon, already tired, waiting, holding breath too long, turning blue inside, lungs desperate, fresh air, freedom, finally breathing easy again, soon please let tomorrow come, bright, gentle, warm, safe, full promise, maybe love again, someday too. If lucky twice over, now please let it happen quietly, gently, kindly, softly, wholly, freely, finally. Now yes please, thank you, amen, end scene, fade, credits roll, applause, cue, next chapter, fade in bright sunlit morning, coffee, brewing, laughter echoing softly down hallway, hope, reborn anew again, always, 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 always. I feel warm, accepted, welcomed, lucky, freed, strong, worthy, alive, grateful, affirmed, hopeful, happy, 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 happy. And then last weekend, I'm sitting outside another party with Rachel. We're tipsy, leaning into each other under tangled string lights, and she asks quietly, you ever think about seeing her again? I laugh, a real laugh this time, and say, not unless fate wants front row seats watching two disasters collide again. We clink cups, promise no more ghosts, allowed haunting futures, already bright enough, burning holes straight through regrets best left buried deep, beneath new beginnings grown wild, untamed, beautiful, beyond anything either us ever dared imagine possible, before tonight finally free, fully here, living loud, bright, true, alive, 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 alive. The real kicker is this. I feel so lucky not being married to her, not living life built on lies, not waking each morning wondering which version reality I'll have defend today against doubts, eating holes clean through trust, meant anchor souls together, gently instead torn apart, rough, careless hands, grabbing whatever comfort seemed closest, moment, loneliness, threaten, swallow, both whole anyway, regardless consequences, fallout, disaster, aftermath, rage, tears, regret, guilt, shame, sorrow, anger, loss, grief, loneliness, despair, longing, longing, longing. Longing, 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 lingering only briefly, before hope returns, stronger, bolder, brighter, freer, lighter, happier, more true, more real, more mine than ever before. Yes, 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 yes. And suddenly I understood fully what I'd said earlier to Dr. Eyebrows during therapy. That for months I had to keep lying to myself whenever I tried redirecting thoughts, tried telling myself things would be okay. But now I truly feel it. I see light at end tunnel, happiness, everything. I can be freedom, hope, value, worth, strength, affirmation, all of it finally real, true, tangible, mine, forever onward, upward, forward, toward whatever comes next, because damn right I deserve every ounce joy left world has offer after surviving hellfire, scorn, betrayal, heartbreak, near death. Hopelessness, worst year, life bar, none, absolutely, positively, no contest, period, full stop, end, scene, roll, credits, begin anew, amen, amen, amen.